So initially I was working with the Refugee Council in Stratford, and due to some funding issues, I then decided to do something completely different. And prior to that, I was doing something with mental health. So just on those three opportunities, really, it gives me a broader picture as to what I can do, not just working with young people. And currently now, I'm actually doing a distance course that I could be going into probation and being a probation officer. So it gives you, and that is just the platform, that I actually get from here, with the, community development course that I did here. Because whenever I wanted to do, even apply for a job or apply for any, try to further myself into any master's degree course, they will definitely ask me what kind of degree you've got. And when I put that up, they recognize it.
I've graduated in 2010, and I immediately went on to work the following week. So when I did my degree, I had a work placement, which was very useful because they employed me straight away. And I started out as a project worker, and I was working in a charity working in East London, tackling health inequalities. And within about 2 years, I became a program coordinator. So I was managing maybe about 4 or 5 different projects across East London. And I went on to do that for about 5 years. But I did that part-time, and I started to become a lecturer at London Metropolitan and teaching community development and health and social care.
I was fortunate. The university invited people, someone in here, and I was able to get a graduate traineeship. And the traineeship is that every 6 months, you are rotated around departments. So now I'm in my second department. The second department is community engagement.
So it's been over a year since I left London Met. And then when I graduated, my main goal was to go traveling and see how other people in the world live. So I traveled to Asia. I went backpacking in Southeast Asia for a few months. And during my time in Southeast Asia, I volunteered with a few schools and a few orphanages. And it was quite interesting to see how the other half live, basically, and what they're doing to try and develop their own communities.
So I graduated with a first class honours degree. I was already working for an alternative education provision in Haringey. As soon as I graduated, the CEO made me an academy leader. So I ran one whole academy to myself. I was about 22, 23 years old, and I had an academy with effectively 12 members of staff and 25 challenging young students under my sole authority. It was by far the most challenging job I ever did, and very, very demanding.
I'm doing my MSc in social work. I'm in my final year at the moment. I'm doing my 100 days placement, which is due to end in February. I've already done my dissertation and it came out very good, so that's where I'm at the moment. Yeah.
As an employee or a trainee, you can apply for a permanent job. And I attended one interview last week, and it's likely I'll get that job. So once I get that job, the tag of being a trainee is wiped off me. Yeah, and that position is Program and Asset Officer. Yeah, so I'll be taking care of the physical assets of the council. I'll be updating surveys on the stock condition.
While working for IMO, I was supporting children that speak Spanish in the schools as well. And so try to work within the sector. And then I applied for Notting Hill Housing Trust to become an housing officer, and I got the position in September basically. So I've been working with them since then.
I'm working now as a support officer for a housing association company or organization, people like to call it. That's where I had my breakthrough really, because previously I had no knowledge about housing. It wasn't something that I was particularly interested in, and I think that was because I had no knowledge about it. And I think going through the course, and then especially going through the process of explaining about tenancy management, explaining about antisocial behavior, explaining about income, how collecting income, and so all those areas kind of for me was a breakthrough really.
So about a month ago, I was offered a job with the North East London Commissioning Support Unit with the Registration Authority. So the department that I'm working in is the department that is responsible for managing and implementing IT services within the NHS, and I believe that this is a very important role because technology is changing so fast.
Social work is a very challenging course, but when I started it, I found out that, most of what, I was being taught, though not directly, they were just transferable skills that what I had already known in community development that helped me, to progress in social work. So it was very relevant, to me, because, community development is there's more to do with, social justice, empowerment, helping people achieve, know their rights in the community, which is almost what social work is talking about, isn't it? So that helped. The knowledge of community development helped me a lot.
One thing that I hold in high esteem with this university is its relationship with the outside world. So when I was studying housing solutions, I remember that our lecturer, their good relationship with the employers, invited representatives from Sarah Council who took us through a housing academy they are running. So that is what I applied for. And I must say that the skills I gained here helped me to get the job as a graduate housing trainee.
So a lot of it is to do with just helping young people. The favorite element of my job is being on the floor, engaging with a young person. I enjoy seeing the outcome to my input, and I see it quite often, so it's good.